morning, everybody. Welcome to my channel. My name is Sandra. Thanks for joining me today. We are going to do this makeup look for karaoke date night. First, I begin with a prep Caudalie Beauty Elixir, a spray all over. It just makes the makeup preparation so much better. I don't know what it is, if it's just a feeling or what it is. Primer, I used, of course, my One Size Secure the Sweat today. I love that stuff. It is meant for drier skin, but for me, it tends to work really well. I'm using my foundation, the Gellar Baked Luminous Powder Foundation in the shade Light. I'm putting it on there. You can't really tell that I'm wearing foundation, which is why I like it. And for concealer, I decided to use the Jeffree Star Magic Star Concealer in the shade 15. So the color I'm using right now is quite a bit more yellow for my skin tone, but after I've used contour and after I've used blush, you won't really be able to tell that I've even got it on. All it does is cover up my really dark eye circles and also my sunspots. Okay, so then I decided to go in and do brows. Brows, I used the Urban Decay Brow Blade in Cool Cookie and the Benefit 24-Hour Brow Gel. I'm just going in to blend out my concealer now. So I'm taking this concealer brush and I'm trying to use a very light touch just to make sure that I don't move the concealer too far around. I want to keep it concentrated in that one spot, and that's why I went and left it for a few seconds while I did my brows, because it tends to dry down, and once it dries down, it doesn't move that far, so then you can blend out the edges and then it stays where you want it to. Okay, next we're going in with our contour and bronzer. So this is where I add color back into my face. I always used to joke about oh, why are people covering up their faces? So you plaster on this foundation and the concealer, but it's meant to cover up the blemishes that you have, right? Whether you have acne or large pores or I don't know, just anything that you're trying to hide. For me, it's my pigmentation, right? So I cover that up and then you add the color back in. And this also adds shape to your face, and wherever you put the bronzer, it tends to hide those areas a bit more. So I do around my cheeks to make my cheeks pop, and then also around my forehead. For blush, I decided to use the Rare Beauty Liquid Pinch Blush in the shade Love. It's a terracotta shade, and I didn't think the left side needed, I thought I needed more, so I added a little bit more there. And I've been loving the shade. I've got so many different blush colors, and this terracotta shade is just gorgeous. So I've been using it recently in a lot of makeup looks. Okay, so next I decided to do lips, and I'm going in with my Anastasia Beverly Hills Brown Lip Pencil. It's a shade Cool Brown, and if you want to do a nude lip, I don't know you guys, but I've been obsessed with using this pencil, and then you blend the lip color into the pencil, and it's just beautiful. Every time I do a nude lip, which actually has been almost all the time, I have been obsessed with this color. And I just kind of blend it a little bit. Sometimes all you have to do is press your lips together and it kind of blends. Next, I'm going in with the Jeffree Star Velour Liquid Lip Color in I'm Nude. This is almost gone, and so I need to get a new one. They do have a new one on the website, but the gloss is all gone. It's just the lipstick is still there. So I went in with Huda Beauty Faux Filler Lip Gloss in the shade She's Flirty. I love this combination. It's slightly pink and slightly sparkly, but not overdone, and so it makes that nude lip pop. Okay, my highlighter today of choice is Mary Lou by the Balm. This is my favorite highlighter. This is the one highlighter I've hit pan in, and I'm just obsessed. I always use it. I tend to grab for it automatically. So sometimes I force myself to use my other highlighters as well, so they get used. But this one, the color is just perfect for me. It's a little bright, but I go back in with my fluffy brush to blend it out a little bit. Okay, next we're going in with an eyeliner. This is the Rare Beauty Perfect Strokes Pencil Gel Eyeliner in True Black. And then for liner on the top lash line, we'll see after we finish the makeup look. Okay, the shadow today is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Cosmos Palette. Now, I haven't used this in a long time, and the reason is because most of the shades in the palette are very, very sparkly. So today I decided to use the warm colored brown tones in the palette to really create that definition in the crease. So I go in with a very light shade kind of building up the color a little bit in the crease. And now you can see I'm going in at the dark shade, and my son decided to pay me a visit. I didn't want to edit him out because I thought, oh, he's in my video. But he just shows up for a short little period here. I think he was asking me about Roblox. I mean, that's the only thing he ever talks about, but it's cute. So I'm making sure that I have a really good blend here. I think I stayed at the same brush, and then at the end I go in and I just going to use a clean brush to tidy it up. But I'm taking these sparkly shades now. You can see they're very light, but once they're on the eye over top the dark shadow, they really show up and they pop. So I'm just testing out a whole bunch of colors to see which one I like the best. And I'm not really a pink gal, but I decided to go into the first sparkly pink shade, and it looks really, really good with this look. It doesn't look pink. It looks, I don't know, it just looks kind of neutral. So I put this on. And then once my shadow is on, I do go in with the liner on my top lash line. It is the Too Faced Better Than Sex Black Liquid Liner. And I'm telling you now only because I usually do that part super, super fast. I do liner, and then I do mascara, and then I do lashes, and then I'm pretty much done after the setting spray. So we continue going in and blending. And now I am going in with the lower lash line. So I tend to do this step after. I don't usually do it at the same time. If you wanted to save time, you could always do this step at, like, when you're putting the first color on your lids to define your crease, you can go in and add that to your lower lash line. I am adding the darker color on the lower lash line, but only to the outer corner, just again for that definition. And I tend to use color in the lower lash line a lot more often when I've got liner on, because it prevents your liner from running throughout the night. And so that's generally why. So there, I've made sure that the blend is perfect. And then I'm going in with my liner. I'm cleaning up underneath my eyes first. And then I only make a thin line. This is really to make my eyelashes stick and to make sure that they don't come unglued. I find that it helps. If you put it directly on top of the shadow, sometimes they just don't stick as well. So you can see that the line is very, very thin. I don't do a cat eye. I just simply do it right above my lashes. And sometimes I do it so quickly to my lashes that it kind of, the black goes in between my lashes to make my lash line even look more thick. So here I'm adding the last little bit of my highlighter to the inner corner and under my brow bone. And you can see my husband. And I think this is the video where I also have my baby in here as well. So he came in to say goodnight to me. I think he's coming here right away. But I'm adding highlighter to my Cupid's bow and my brow bone. Oh, there he is. He's so cute. He just had to say goodnight and he was going to bed right away. So that's my little cowboy. All right, so we're going to add setting spray. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray. And that is it for this look. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this makeup look today. If you did, please give the video a thumbs up. If you are new, I would love if you would consider subscribing. Click on the bell button, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.
Sweet.